What's up, guys? Today we're going to be working on my 86 Toyota 4Runner, and we're going to be doing front suspension, lower control arms with some new polyurethane bushings. And I love this truck. It's one of the best trucks I've ever had. I've done so much to it, from the 4-inch suspension lift. I took out the 3-inch body lift. I've repainted all of the intake system and gone through this whole truck all over the place. This truck was a great truck until I had some issues with the suspension after going over 4 sets of railroad tracks, and never felt the same, but it did have the old school bushings in it, so it was time to have new ones. And after that, it just kind of sat because I hadn't had time, but now I got some time to actually work on it. So I'm super excited for us all to go on this journey with me, and we will be able to see what this truck really can do. You know, I know it's IFS and a lot of people look down on that. They like the solid axles, the 84, 85s. You can swap the suspension out and put a solid axle under here. Honestly, I really do like the IFS. It's one of the smoother rides. It is a little bit more costly for the Total Chaos long travel kit, but I definitely feel that it's worth it, and I'm not here to destroy my truck. I just want to have a really good time. So I don't need to go crazy with it. I just want to go up some good hills with no bashing of the body. We did do new paint on the grill. I did a plastic weld right here and a few other places to stiffen it up. We did get new clips. You can find the clips on Amazon for this grill, which is amazing because these clips always love to break. So we put some new clips on it as well. I went and I used a screen door guard for your dogs or cats so they don't scratch up your screen on the back side of this grill. Cut out all the fins, sanded it all down, and we went and did that. And then I also did a nice little blue in the Toyota, hand painted. So I like to do little customs. We are going to get some LED lights because these old lights, they're great. These are aftermarket ones, but definitely getting some new light bulbs, LEDs. Those things are amazing. If you don't have them, I definitely suggest getting them. So we'll do new paint one day soon. I also do have a half top that I made custom for this. Took out the back windows and cut it right on the back side of the row bar, and took out the side windows and cut the lip down, and then put the trim around that from where the windows, the little U-shaped rubber, and onto the fiberglass so no one got hurt with that. So I'll show you guys that as well one of these days. But that's one of my, I love that top. I call it my bikini top. Finally got some new parts. I got the ball joint for the top, and I got the idler arm for the steering on the passenger side. So right now I just gotta bolt this down and pull these studs into the ball joint because they don't come pre-studded. And then from there we put it on. I got a new axle put in because the other one was spitting grease all over. Everything's still kind of loose, nothing's tightened down as you can see from this one. So I still have to tighten everything down, but I wanted to get everything on first before tightening. So we're gonna get this stuff done, and there's the old axle right there. Hopefully, I do have a tip for you guys though. Anyone working on a 90s 4Runner, 86 to 86 to 89 with the manual locking hubs. There's these little pins right here that are extremely usually hard to get out. And what you do is you unbolt these, your 12 millimeter right here, undo all these 10s, and then undo this 12, and you take a hammer and you hit it right here, and this will pop out a little bit, and then you take some dikes and you pry it from there, and that's how you get that locking hub off. Oh, yo. All right, so we got the suspension bolts out, and like I said, I definitely feel like we're gonna have to bend this guy back. I don't know if you can see it too much, but we're definitely gonna have to cut something, grinder, get rid of a bunch of this stuff. But right now we got the 4 bolts out of the ball joint, the 1 bolt out of the shock, both bolts out of the control arms, and we got the sway bar disconnected. And we loosened up the shock. This is my quick disconnect right here for my 4Runner, and then I bungee this around there, and it just sits right there. That way I get that little extra 2 inches of flex. You know, IFS problems. But I love IFS, to be honest with you. So clean. Not clean, but it's a lot better, I feel, in some ways. I'm gonna put you guys down because I need to work. That side. Sometimes you gotta work it out, so go from one side to the other. Alright. So there's a little groove right in here, and I just went and I took my pry bars from both sides and just kept going little by little, and look, now I can fit my whole entire pry bar in there. So now leave that one in there. Come back over to this side. There we go. And she's out. Bam, wham, zam, baby. Now we just gotta get it out of there, which that'll be the fun one. So we'll see what we got. Missing my tripod right now. Alright, we're gonna try out Mini Thor. This is a hammer that I made out of an axle and a wooden mallet hammer, and I grinded the axle down to enough to where I could fit it into here all the way to the top, and then I welded all that to the top and grinded it down, and I welded all the sides. All done. Alright. And you can see this bushing was just destroyed. It was pushed all the way in. And same with this one. So I'm going to go with this is bent. So we're going to have to take off all this stuff right here. And I'm going to pull it again like I did. Heat up this area so that it pulls, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. We're just having fun. We are now working on this side, and this is how I've been pulling it right here, grabbing it right here, stepping on this. This thing's super tight right now, so, and then I hit it with the hammer a little bit, heat it up, and it should pull it back into place. I also grinded down the bracket a little bit. We'll probably have to hit that back over. but hopefully today we will get this all back together, and then I will start working on the engine and getting that oil drained, the rat turds off of this it. And I actually have a whole extra intake system right here that I actually am probably going to be powder coating. Why not? Strip this all down. I have all the extra parts, strip it all down of what I have, and then bring it back and put on that. But we gotta also extend the battery cables, and so that's another thing we gotta do. I have a plastic little welder, so I want to also plastic weld these pieces back together and maybe get some new clips on this, because this thing, oh wow, yeah, it's just flappity. Oh, it's coming off. We're gonna look into getting some new clips for that. And I want to paint it and clean it, get this repainted, because this is even coming off, and all it was just JB welded on. I just bent it over. Here, you know what? This comes off. There we go. So I cut out all of the slits in it and sanded it nice and flat, and then I just put some JB weld. Here, you can see it right here, it broke off. So yeah, I just put JB weld down on it, and it was something that was pretty unique. No one really had this grill, you know. That came from I used a screen door meshing. That's all that was. So yeah, we'll go ahead and plastic weld that together, plastic weld this together. This little plastic welder thing that I got is pretty darn cool. I can see a little cracks coming right here, so we'll go ahead and hit this to strengthen it. All right, we got the new control arm on with the new ball joint. We have to tighten everything down still. I still got to put the bolt in on that one. But you can see here, the lines are now marked back where they were. So if you ever do something like this, make sure you put them back. See, this one's off. So we're going to put this one back to where it needs to be. And you can totally easily tell right from looking at it. So everything needs to be tightened down. Your 14s, your 22s, 24s. I believe this might be a 24 as well. Yep. So everything is gonna have fun. And then what I want to do is I want to bash this all in right here, because I don't plan on putting the inner fender back on. Oh, look at that. That's a big old crack right there. That would explain why this is kind of pushed around like that. Yeah, this 4Runner's been through some shit, I'll tell you that. Everyone tells me solid axle, but I want to do the long travel total chaos kit. That's what I want to do. But this is what I want to do to the other side right here. Just bash it in just kind of like this. I might cut this out just to keep it kind of up to the top more. But that's what we're going to do to the other side. Bash it all in like that. Here, come take a... Let's see how that works. No, I don't think that's gonna work. Alright, just like that. Nice clean seam. Much better than what there was before. It bashes this in a little bit. So perfect. You don't need a gym place, you just need to do some mechanics. That's all it ever is. So you're on a 4Runner from 1986 to 1989. Had the IFS suspension. The 84s and 85s were a little bit rarer. They had the solid axles. Mine is a 86, the first year of the IFS, we call it. First gen, but still IFS frame, different frame than the first gens. But it is a good truck, and definitely don't want to do a solid axle. I want to do my Total Chaos long travel one day.